Wow, what a great workout. You step inside after a refreshing workout and reach inside the fridge to get a cool bottled water. Stop! Do you know what's in that bottle? And how such a small little piece of plastic could do so much harm to your body and the planet? Water is something everyone needs, but today I want to try and persuade you that it doesn't need to come from a bottle of water. One reason is it's expensive. It's also a poorly regulated industry, and it's unhealthy for you, and it's also bad for the environment. I'm going to start by explaining why it's so expensive. Foodandwaterwatch.org states that Americans buy 37 billion bottles of water every year, and that's just from 1 year. They also spend $10 million on these bottles. So, to put this in a little bit of perspective, this is a reusable bottle of water. It costs about $10 in the store, and this is a bottle of water that you throw away after each time you drink it. This is about $1.25. Now you might be saying, well, of course I'm going to go for the $1.25. But if you drink one of these every single day for a year, 365 days, this is still going to be $10 because it's reusable. This is going to end up costing you $456. So now who's the real winner now? That just shows you why it's such an expensive industry, because it really adds up in the end. So now that I've showed you why it's such an expensive industry, I'm going to tell you next about why it's such a poorly run industry. Tap water, which is what comes out of your sink, is regulated by the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, and it's also regulated by state and local government. Bottled water is only regulated by the FDA. You might be wondering, and this is also called the Food and Drug Administration. You're wondering, what's the difference? Why do I care? EPA, FDA? Well, the EPA, as said by foodandwaterwatch.org, is a more restricted, it has higher standards than the FDA. One reason why the EPA is better with its regulations than the FDA is the EPA does not allow its tap water to have E. coli or fecal bacteria. The FDA has no regulation on this, so you could be getting fecal bacteria in your water, and you could also be getting E. coli. Another reason why it's more regulated is the EPA makes its tap water be filtered and disinfected before you drink it. The FDA doesn't have this, so who knows what you could be getting in your water. So now you know why it's so poorly restricted. You won't be surprised when I tell you next why it's so unhealthy for your body. Tap water is always moving around, so bacteria never has a chance to settle in it and grow into more bigger bacteria. Bottled water starts out as just a plain bottle, and bacteria is already settled in there. And the bottled water companies never sterilize these bottles. They just put the water right into the bottle. So as it's transported, put it on shelves, and put on shelves in your home, the bacteria has time to grow and multiply into more bacteria because it's sitting in one spot, and bacteria loves a stagnant environment. So by the time you drink your water, you're drinking a boatload of bacteria. Another reason why it's so unhealthy for you is a reason stated by foodandwaterwatch.org. There is a chemical called phthalate in the bottled water itself. The plastic uses phthalate to make it more soft and less brittle when it actually makes the bottle. Phthalate comes out in the water when the bottle is heated. So for instance, if you left your bottle in your car on a hot day, the phthalate is going to come out and absorb into your water. So when you drink it, you're drinking the phthalate. So why does this matter to me? What's phthalate going to do to me? Well, it actually causes reproductive problems, liver problems, and makes you have a higher risk of getting cancer. So it's bad for your body. Now I'm going to tell you why it's so bad for the environment. Teresa Howard of USA Today states that 1.5 billion barrels of oil are used to make water bottles in 1 year, just for the United States. Julia Layton puts this in perspective. She says that if you took 100,000 cars off of the roads, that would equal the amount of pollution that was caused by the production of water bottles each year. Another environmental fact is that one water bottle is equal to make it is equal to 5 times the amount of water, volume of water in the bottle to make the bottle. So you're using 5 times the amount of water to actually make one bottle. Does this make sense? You're using more water to make water. Another fact about why it's such a bad environmental product is given by Layton again. She says that 90% of water bottles that are bought are not recycled. So 10% are actually being recycled. And this 10% that are recycled don't even begin to match the amount of energy and pollution that were caused by when it went through the manufacturing and the transportation process. Also, the recycling of water bottles is very, very expensive and time-consuming. Because there are so many different types of plastic, it has to be sorted out at the factories. And because it has to be sorted out, it takes so much time, and it just equals a lot of money in the long run. So many U.S. recycling companies have just decided to drop plastic recycling altogether. Now, when the plastic in the bottle actually gets recycled, it doesn't really even do that much good. Because to make one bottle out of recycled plastic, it can't even be made out of completely recycled plastic. It needs more new plastic than recycled plastic to make a new bottle. So you're putting in more new material to begin with, so it's not even worth it. So today I've informed you about why water bottles are so expensive, why they are a poorly run industry, why it's bad for your body, and why it's bad for the environment. So hopefully you will use this knowledge to your advantage and make the change from bottled water to either tap water or using a reusable bottle. Not only will you be a healthier person in the long run, but you will also make the earth a more greener place. Because if you do get them treatment, the